Mr. Harris, it is your claim that the defendant, person who you knew, was going to do some work on your antique car.
Yes.
And it is your claim that he destroyed the car in the process. So you're suing him for $4,500.
Yes.
And he says that you failed to pay him for some work that he did and some materials that he purchased for the car. And he has a counterclaim for about $1,500. May I see a picture of the car, please? What is the year of the car?
It's 1969.
Where did you buy it?
I bought it from a former co-worker.
When?
I bought it in 1992, if I'm not mistaken.
And what did you pay for the car?
I paid $2,700 for the car.
And did you use it as a primary source of getting around to work?
Yes.
So you bought it to use?
Yes.
Okay. And you had the car for over 20 years?
Yes, ma'am.
How many miles did the car have on it?
I don't recall. It's been so long.
But I see that the car was beginning to rust in spots?
Yes.
And is that what Mr. Maddox was supposed to take care of?
Yes.
Is that right, Mr. Maddox?
No, ma'am.
What were you supposed to take care of?
I was supposed to paint the car.
Paint it?
Yes.
Well, you can't paint over rust. You weren't
Well, no.
going to paint over rust.
Well, the rust that he's talking about was not my job to fix.
Who was supposed to?
If you come to get your car painted, like if you go to Mako don't pull your windows out to paint your car. They get your rust out of your car. Your rust is in your car. If you pay them to take your windows out and put your, take the rust out
No, I
and
don't
cut the rust
understand.
out.
I actually not understanding. It's
I'm
like
telling you
putting
that.
makeup over a dirty face. You don't do that. If you have rust on a car, what's the point in painting it?
The point is, if he's not paying me to paint, just say for instance, in order for me to take the rust and stuff out of his car, he would have to pay something like $5,000 to paint it. But he's not paying $5,000. He's getting what he's paying for. So that's my point. He's getting what he's paying for. He's only paying $2,000.
He was paying $2,000 to
Yes,
paint it?
for to paint the car.
Well, that's a lot of money to paint a car over without removing the rust. Was that your agreement?
No.
What was your agreement?
I have a statement right here that when my car was damaged in his possession, he never notified me. And
No, we're not talking about that yet, sir. We're talking about the rust.
yes.
Was it your agreement to pay him $2,000 to paint the car?
No, ma'am.
What was he supposed to do for the $2,000?
The original agreement was $1,500.
To do what?
Do the body work, clear all the rust up, and paint the car.
Well, that sounds more reasonable to me than just paint over a rusted old car.
Exactly.
Because that's what this was, at that point, a rusted old car.
That was never the agreement of $1,500.
If it doesn't make sense, it's usually not true. I don't believe anybody was going to pay you $2,000 to paint over rust, sir.
Okay, well.
I'm just telling you.
You're right.
I don't believe it.
That works
I'm
better.
not a mechanic. That's not my
Yeah,
primary
that works
source of
better in my
income.
favor.
But
So you do understand that I was painting over rust then?
that you were what?
Painting over rust. You saying
Yeah.
it's worth that to paint over rust, right?
I don't think it's worth $2,000 to paint over a rusted 50-year-old car.
But it's worth $1,500 though.
What?
But it's worth $1,500.
No, he said he was supposed to pay you $1,500 to take the rust off and to paint it. That I can understand.
Okay.
Now, I'd like you to tell me how the car got damaged in your possession.
A tree fell on the car. I have the picture where the tree fell and the damage that the tree done.
Was it your tree?
Yes.
Was it on your property?
Yes.
So what did you do to fix the car?
I fixed the damage in the car.
What did you do? Tell me.
I fixed it. I did the body work on it. I took the dent out, the dent that's here on the paper, and I took the dent out, bundoed it, fixed it the way it needed to be fixed. He approved it. It was a done deal. I have the text message where he approved it.
I'd like to see it.
That's it. And here's the damage right here. See? It's the damage. That's the first one. And the glass was also broken.
Just a second. Where did he approve it?
Right there, he said, okay, looking good. Go ahead and get me out the door. He knew the damage. Everything was fine. The thing is, we proceeded past the damage. We did other stuff past the damage. The damage was done. He saw the damage. He approved of everything. Everything was fine. We was moving forward past the damage. Otherwise, I never would have fixed it. If it was a point then, I never would have fixed it. Your Honor,
Is this the damage that was done on the car from
no,
the tree?
No, that's exactly.
this?
That's not the damage that was done on the car from the tree.
What is this?
You tell me to.
That's my back window being busted out and my interior being ruined from weather and not being covered from when the tree damaged my car.
You mean after the tree fell on it?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is what happened. After the tree fell on it, it wasn't fixed, and water got in it.
Yes, ma'am.